I've rested a lot, so let's go. Massage after this. I do it for the massage. The St. George World Championship course just came out, including the much anticipated bike course. And it's actually what I thought it would be. Gunlock, uphill Gunlock, and then uphill Snow Canyon. I can't wait for that bike course. Very motivating to do a bike workout, for sure. Yeah, the run is gonna be tough too, of course. It's St. George. But fortunately, for those who have done the half, we do not go right, we go left at the end of diagonal. So it looks like it's like a slight uphill then downhill twice. I think it's 2-loop. I didn't look at the run too much yet because I was curious about the bike mostly. But it's all gonna be tough, which is great. It's gonna be really important to be strong and to fuel well all day because climbing takes extra energy, doesn't it? So I'll be considering that in my nutrition plan. You may have noticed on our last video the sound quality at the swim after the GoPro was dunked in the pool was not great, but look it, we are making up for it now. We've got the GoPro. This is like all we need now, right? Professional camera with microphone. So we'll make sure we don't have that problem again. Fueling on the bike when I'm at home, I don't like to do all, you know, gels, carbohydrate powder, you know, kind of the prepackaged stuff. I like to incorporate more natural. So today I have a banana, which is pretty staple, and I have this pumpkin oat loaf that I made a couple days ago, which is really delicious. I'm very pleased, and we'll be making that again. Some fruit leather, and then I have these mod balls. These are some energy balls, like all natural ingredients. Someone sent me, and they're really good. I'm enjoying them. And I always have backup, so you know, depending how this workout feels, I may need to bust out the power bar, power gels, or the random Joe on my treadmill, or the candy. And if I'm really feeling bad, I'll text Matt and ask him to bring me more. The main set is 4 by 10 minutes with 5 minutes rest and varying RPMs. 60 RPM is my favorite, and I get to do a couple of those, so I'm happy. I did my second run. This morning I ran 1 hour 45, and I just ran 45 more minutes, all easy. But second runs in winter are worth like double because it takes a lot to get outside in the freezing cold again after you spent the afternoon warm in your house. How Winnie? But Winnie doesn't care. He'll go any weather for a run. Winnie has run up to 10 miles with me, but no, I don't take him any longer than 1 hour. But most runs that he ends up with me on are like 30 to 45 minutes. He's a trooper. He loves it. He loves being off leash, but that only happens up in the mountains because he would get hit by a car for sure. Oh my gosh. Have you seen the IRONMAN World Championship course in St. George in May? 1 loop swim course, 7,300 feet of climbing on the bike, and 1,400 feet of elevation gain on the run. This is going to be epic. Anyway, but let's talk about the whole World Championship course. The course maps came out, and I can't consider myself a local of St. George, but I have raced and trained down there enough to have a good idea of what the course is going to be like. So, let's start with the swim course. No big surprises here. We're gonna be at Sand Hollow. And actually, I'm happy about the swim course because it's one loop, which means there's going to be less chaos on the swim. If it were a two loop course, you know, we'd have people swimming all over each other. So one big loop, this is good. Obviously, the thing with the swim course is the water can be very cold. So that's just something to be aware of. Maybe choose a warm wetsuit. I will likely be wearing the warm Flow 2.0. So let's get to the bike course, because this is what we've all been waiting for. To be honest, there's a lot of similarities to the 70.3 course. I was looking at it. We have one big out and back at the beginning of the bike course. So that is where you can check out your competition. I really like out and backs because I like to see where I'm at relative to, you know, who got out of the water ahead of me. And this is a nice long out and back. So hopefully you can see everyone while you're out there. But then we pretty much get onto the 70.3 course to get our way into St. George, which is a lot of rolling hills. And then we start the Gunlock Loop, affectionately known as Gunlock Loop, Veo Pi Loop. So just here's the pro tip for the bike course. If you are in a world of hurt and you're bonking when you get to the top of the wall, there's a pie shop in Veo and you can get a pie. So take your credit card if you think you're gonna need some extra carbs or whatever. There is a pie shop that may be able to save you. Anyway, getting there though, it's definitely this long uphill grind. And I just mentioned the wall, and it's called the wall for good reason. It's this extremely steep and fairly short hill, but very steep. I'm personally just glad that we are going up the wall instead of down the wall, because I think if we were going down the wall, there would be some wrecks at the bottom. So be glad you're going up it is what I'm saying. The big variable on this Gunlock Loop is the weather, because we don't know what we're going to get. And we witnessed that at 70.3 Worlds. But there have been times where I have been riding this very loop and the wind was so insane. I remember just looking at the people that I was riding with and just the disbelief on our faces, because the wind was literally just this block wind. We were hardly moving. So I just know there's so many variables that we aren't going to know until race day comes, but it could get really spicy and interesting if the weather decides to really show up on race day. I do think overall, though, it'll still be quite a fast course, because these are the best athletes in the world and we're all strong, and you know, we all like a challenge and we're gonna go hard. So back to the course. We're gonna get to the top of the Gunlock wall, hit Veo Pi, and then we descend down back into St. George, and we overlap with the descent that we do in the 70.3 course. But then when we get to the bottom, we turn and go back the way we came and head towards Snow Canyon. And then we climb Snow Canyon. So this is 2 climbs at the end of an Ironman. And if I'm looking closely, Snow Canyon is at about mile 100. So I'm not saying save your legs, because you just got to leave it all out there on the course, but be prepared for these climbs. And for me personally, I will be focusing on making sure that my fueling is really executed on race day, because if you're getting to the end of an Ironman and maybe you messed up your fueling and you didn't eat enough and then you're in a deficit, giving your best on Snow Canyon at mile 100 is going to take, you know, full energy. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the bike course. The good thing is we We'll be doing a lot of climbing. Let's see, 7,374 feet of climbing, 2,248 meters of climbing. Not a technical descent, but you need to be very comfortable going extremely fast and pushing your way down it. So it's gonna be an awesome bike course, and I can't wait to do all that climbing. I love climbing, and I'm looking forward to it warming up a little bit here at home so that I can hit the great climbs here to prepare for it. So on the run, we are gonna head up diagonal like we do on the 70.3 course, but instead of going right up that big nasty hill on Red Hills Parkway, we're gonna go left onto Snow Canyon Parkway. And this is the part of the course that I am not really familiar with. I haven't run it. That is one thing I would love to go down and check out, but my experience with diagonal, and it kind of looks like the elevation profile is pretty, not mild, but it looks similar, like the up and down diagonal down to the part of the course that I'm not familiar with. It's pretty gradual uphill. It definitely feels uphill, but it's not like a wall like it feels like on Red Hills Parkway. So I'm actually pretty excited for this run course. It's going to be tough, no doubt, but the elevation gain, in my opinion, is gradual enough that when you're coming down it, it feels easier, but it's not like you feel like you're running down this crazy slanted hill. And it maybe won't shred your quads quite as bad as some of those other hills that they could have put on the course. So it's definitely going to be a strength run, but again, kind of like the bike course, any gain that we have on the run, we also have descent. So I don't know about you, but I actually really enjoy running downhill, especially a gradual downhill. If we look at the elevation gain, we have, the map is saying 1,413 feet of elevation gain, which is 431 meters of elevation gain. So, yeah, that's a hilly run, but it could be worse. And trust me, when I say it could be worse, it could be worse. Ask the people who did the Ironman in St. George in what, like 2010? Yeah, this is the easier version, I think, of what they could have put together. But again, fueling on the bike is going to be important so that you have all the energy to execute this tough run.